Hi guys, in this session we are going to focus on string in Python, but beforehand you need to get familiar with dir and help function, then become familiar with string and the string signs and the usage. In the next step we will learn about concatenation in Python. Let's start with dir and help function in Python. Please like and subscribe my channel if you find the content useful. Before we start, let's learn about dir and help functions, which can be very helpful for learners to get familiar with properties, methods, and functions in Python without Googling them online. Let's start with dir and help function in Python. Here, I created a variable and call it name. And delp is string values surrounded with double quotes. I used the dir function to provide the list of attributes and methods of this stored string in the name variable. In fact, name is a container which stores delp string inside. Now I run the code and you see the list of the attributes and methods in the console. Don't worry about all these underscores methods. We are going gradually get familiar with these methods. I categorize them based on their function, so you will get familiar with them very soon. You can also use the help function to get more information about them. Help function provides us details about Python functions and methods. I just need to change dir to help and name to str stand for string. Then you can run the code and see the list of functions and methods in details. So you don't need to Google them. Here in the console, you can get information about functions and methods in Python, such as upper, fill, translate, title, swap case, and so on. Now it turns to the string. What is a string? How to use a string? A string is one of the most common type of data and it is plain text. In order to create a string, we need to use quotation marks. So I write print parentheses and inside of parentheses I use quotation marks and then I write hello world. Run the code and you see hello world printed out in console part. As you see, we have here print as a function and hello world as a string value, which is inside of quotation mark, which shows hello world is a string value. If I delete the quotation marks and run the code, you see the errors in console of PyChart. Don't forget that if you have a single code in your string, like it's my first code stored in a variable, it's better you use double quotes. If I create another variable and call it b and allocate a string with the single quotes inside and outside of it, then run the code, I will receive an error. Simply because Python thinks that a string is closed after it and the rest of code is meaningless. There are several approaches that you can solve the problem. Using is instead of its, or using a backslash before single quote in the string and then open and close it with single quotes. Three quotes can also use to create multi-line. Here are my lines between three codes. If I run my code, you see I have a line of paragraph. If I want to create a new line, I will use backslash and n. If I run it, you will see two lines or paragraph in the console. Now we are going to learn how to concatenate strings in Python. We may combine strings in different ways. Which way to use depends on our goal, or a string source can be different. For example, if we have a very long text and want to replace a word which is repeated several times in the text, we may use addition operators because it is really time consuming to find and replace them one by one. Here is an example. Here I create two variables, a and b. I store Java string in a variable and allocate the long string or the text to b variable. Now I'm going to replace Java with Python in the string. To do this, I find Python words in the text and close the string before Python word. Then I add an addition operator next a variable, and again I write addition operator. I delete Python and put a point inside of double quotes. Now I find the second Python word and an addition operator before it. Replace a variable with Python word and add addition operator. Open double quotes for the second string and then close it at the end. In fact, as you see, a variable is surrounded by addition operators. Run the code and you see the result. Oops, I forgot to change A to B in the print. Now, run the code again and you see the result in the console. Another way to concatenate is by using addition equal concatenate operators. It is like addition operator, but you need to write a addition equal b operator before print function, and inside of print function you should write a instead of b. The third way is the easiest one. You just use print. Inside of parentheses, you write the strings and between them create a space. And when you run the code, you will see the combined string. Another way is using join method to concatenate strings if you have many strings. However, the join method works with lists, tuples, and so on, which is called iterators. In fact, the join method is used to concatenate a sequence by given separator like a space, comma, and so on. You can place many strings into a list and then use the join method to combine them by using a separator, as will be shown in the next example. Well, I create a variable and call it a equal and create a set of cities inside, Delft and Utrecht. What is a set? A set is a collection which is unordered and unindexed. In Python, sets are written with curly brackets. Then I create the second variable and call it b equal double quotes. Inside of it, I'm going to write different separators. Then we have point and join method. Then parentheses, and inside of it, a variable. Print parentheses b, comma, then create a string inside. Run the code and see the result. Then you can try the different separators such as comma, and hashtag and see the result in the console. The other recommended way for efficiently concatenate string objects is using the string IO from IO module. It is like join, it is suitable if you have many strings to concatenate. You will learn more about string IO in the future.